Listen, let me explain something to you. I had like a little dream or something about something and thinking certain thoughts about certain things. When I was younger, there was this kid named Joseph. You know, he lived in Queens and he could chase me around and stuff. But I used to be so fast that another person couldn't really catch me. Even at the time, if they ever tried to chase me, like when we used to play, I used to just take off like, and another person didn't, they wasn't expecting me to be so fast like that, you know. So one day, this guy named Hassan and Joseph was chasing me around, right, in the street, and they were bigger guys, so they went to go collide. Like you ever seen football when a person can impact the middle and stuff? So I was running so fast, one was coming at me, the other one was coming behind me. I just cut so fast between this car. It was just moving on the sidewalk at the time. I cut so fast in between this car. They ended up hitting each other like two big football players, like like whoa. And then because the way I moved so fast, they wasn't expecting me. I just slowed down my pace for the right moment, and then I just moved, and then and then it happened, right? But I used to do that all the time, like when we used to play freeze tag, hide and go seek, manhunt, all type of situations and stuff, right? But anyway, one day, I was in like I was in school. There was this kid named well, I used to hang out with mad people. There was a couple kids with the same name. One of them was named Robert. But there was mad with Roberts in the school at the time, right? And these other kids that I used to hang out with. So one time, this other kid named I'm gonna just tell you his name. His name is pronounced a certain like around that time Joel used to come give me GI Joes and like Tonka cards, but he almost had the same pronunciation. But I'll call him jo, Julie. Whatever you want to call him or a certain type of way, right? He used to have like a, a, a certain type of dude. He was real cool. He was real cool. We used to get along. But one day, he started hanging out with the other kids, and they started, I guess they were a little different. So they used to influence him to wanna do certain things. So we used to play like we used to play basketball. We used to play volleyball. We used to play soccer. We used to play like well, we didn't get to really play baseball in the school, but we used to throw footballs around. We played dodgeball, all type of stuff before, right? So one day, you know, we over here jumping off the bleachers. You ever had people just doing cartwheels, flipping? Because in class, you do athletics, you gotta do like you go, and then the step of climber, jumping off the bleachers. Playing form of dunking on the basketball, playing Geronimo. You ever play Geronimo when you dunk on the basketball? Geronimo! And then you just dunk the basketball inside. You put the basketball inside the hoop and stuff. So one day, we over here, after we came from the gym and we were going to lunch and we were playing like dodgeball and stuff, right? The kids started amplifying this next kid just to do something to me a certain type of way. But I don't know what was going on. There was a couple of them that was catching an attitude for some reason, for no reason that day. But they were, it's because I think it's because of what I did to this kid named Dia. This kid named Dia at the time. I was speaking to a girl named Tara. I don't remember her name too clearly or whatever. She used to hang out with my other homegirls. No, Nola, no. Anyway, there's a bunch of girls I used to hang out with too. Also, one day the girl, I guess the guy must have approached her and tried to speak to her, and she was supposed to be going out with me. So, I had a confrontation with him, and he was supposed to be like one of the bullies of the school and stuff. But me being a man of a gentleman, I had a confrontation with him, but I formally draped him up in a staircase, and you know, nobody really knew about, I didn't want to do it too public because of what he was known for, and I didn't want to be seen like a troublemaker that just got to the school and stuff. So I just draped him up in the staircase one time, and and manhandled him for speaking to him and pushed him to tell me if he speaks to him. Then I called her and I was like, yo, very catchy, all type of situation, and they both denied it. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I let it go, but after that, a couple of them was feeling weird about that. So, they were telling him to go approach me. So one day, the one, I already said his name. It was like Tonka, but he bought some knives to school and stuff, right? But the knives he bought to school was some real big knives. Some real big. He had a butterfly knife, a switchblade, all types of knives and stuff. And, I'm an active child, you know what I'm saying? So, it must have been around the, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio sometimes, and I'm a Scorpio, so, I'm a very emotional person a certain type of way. So, when, when he did that, it was around like the times of a season, and I said, yo, you ain't gonna be speaking to me like that earlier because he was making comments to me. Him and this other kid named Oscar that I knew. So don't speak to me like that, And Oscar was already, he already had the time he started to act up. He had a cast on. I'm like, yo, listen, don't do that now. And then you like that, and you speaking to me like that, because you ain't gonna be able to speak to me like that. So at lunchtime, the guys got out of character a certain type of way. So I knew those type of guys were the type of guys they were. So I didn't really laughing and playing, going up the stairs after lunch one day. The guy with the knives got a little frisky and wanted to really get active physically, like a traumatic experience. And I'm a man, I'm a young age, I told you what I am, I was recovering, but I'm also a married man. If you think about it in a paradigm, I'm not gonna have somebody manhandling me, trying to take advantage of me, and I'm the head of all astrological trees, and then individuals already acting for me, and then me next to me trying to pimp slap my wife in other places at the time, and I didn't and me not even thinking about things like that. But if I didn't regard the situation a certain type of way, things that would have happened at that time would have been detrimental because around that time, the murder rate was real high. Where I was in New York, it was beyond high. New York had the highest murder rate, and individuals was going to prison like it was like a glass of water every day. Prison was like a glass of water for individuals. When I grew up, like going to jail was like it was like going to buy icy for 10 cents or a nickel, or buy now laters, or going to drink a glass of water when you wake up in the morning, early morning. Here, all through the day, all through the day, comfortable, all day. So, individuals, that's how individuals go. So the guy approached me, and then he pulled a knife out on me, and then him, Oscar, got a little frisky and stuff with the cast on. Oscar was the real aggressive one. So I ended up, wrestling them instead of really. I kind of manhandled them with my hands a little bit, but then I ended up wrestling them, you know, suplexing them all in the staircase, all type of stuff, So it was alright, I just felt like, defending my own habitation for myself. So one day I had books, right? I used to go to school, history books, science books and stuff. This girl named her name was Mary, and she threw the books out the window and stuff, right? I said, oh. I said, Mary, you threw my books out the window. And every day we in the hallway with each other, but she got mad because some other girl or something, she took my books and threw it out the window. But this girl named Kimberly used to pressure her to want to catch an attitude. I guess Kimberly liked me, but Kimberly couldn't approach me. They were both brown skin chicks, so she couldn't approach me to deal with me a certain type of way. So I ended up putting Mary in a place and stuff one day on the bus and stuff. She kept on getting erratic a certain type of way, and I didn't say nothing to her while we were in school because I wasn't gonna get suspended. So one day while we were on the bus, we on the bus, and then she got out of character, and I put her in a place, but the other guys were perverts. But after that, when that happened, that's when what happened with me and the guy named Joe, Oscar and all them. That was the next. It was like the next day. It was like a couple days of events right after, because they got kind of frisky with her outside the bus and stuff, right? So the next day, couple of days after, they did that, and I just, I ended up putting them in their place. But the guys, you ever have some people wait for like a form of entrapment to do something, like they want to make something happen a certain type of way that never happened a certain type of way. Mary reminded me of she reminded me of one of my wives a certain type of way, but she wasn't a certain type. My wife a certain type of way would have never stood for that. She would have really she she would have really handled individuals a certain type of way, but she wouldn't have did that to me because it's my real wife. My wife. I'm the one that educated her when it came to her physics, also in the paradigm. So her martial arts was really precise. So, I never really said nothing, about the situation and stuff. Because if I tell you which wife, I don't really want to say which one at a time because all my wives, they have to do martial arts when they do it. So isn't that like a simple thing? It's like literally for their own habitation, for their conditioning a certain type of way. So, and I educated the real astrological empathy. Me, Ralph Lane, so I'm the real Abbott White, But I tell individuals, and then individuals be wondering about situations and stuff. So I don't say nothing. Like I told you, if they want to know want to know what I look like. You may think it's plastic. It has nothing to do with plastic surgery. I'm a little snobby, and I'm literally, how can I say this? Compressed my reality from my law to the physical into overwhelming, and it causes some type of uncomfortability for other individuals when it comes to natural conduct of one's habitation of alluring when it comes to comfortability. So, and because of things I've been through in the past, I don't want to just make individuals feel a certain type of way as soon as they see, because it's kind of intimidating a certain way when to see something like that in that physical reality. And I'm already looking like myself or a certain type of way, so it's already a certain type of way. And me compressing my reality is because I'm refining for everybody to be able to live on the planet and survive because of my recovery because of me being shot in my head and my chest. So if I didn't recover in gold, individuals would have died because I'm recovering at a sequence at a point of preciseness of one's higher intellect, of point of receptiveness uh, for one's journey, direction, and habitation of the physical reality. So the earth or space wouldn't even been able to survive if I didn't recover like this. The reason of your habitation, you learn about the astrological empress. You're on a celestial earth. You're dealing with cellular activity, the lower form. The lowest form of DNA I make, the lowest form of DNA I make is celestial. So it's a difference in the habitation and physical reality. So obviously, the natural, my natural chemistry is beyond the riches because I make beyond highest, even in DNA, highest quantum, mega, super, astrological, celestial, and celestial, and all in wealth and enriching of one's habitation. So, me recovering a certain type of way is for individuals to be able to survive. This is why you have individuals in the cycle of life in their anatomy sometimes are hurt because in the time sequence I'm still working. in the paradigm. I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris. I'm still working in the paradigm. So other people are playing time sequencing to heal their anatomy a certain type of way, even when it comes to their physics, metaphysics, and mythology of their habitation, of their social economics, even to their structure. So if something happens to me a certain type of way, you won't have existence because I'm already complete and I completed every empress of your higher conscience, of one's intellect, of the reason of the outer regard, and even the space energy, because I'm force himself, but the space energy itself, even of the physical reality. This is why people do martial arts, because things that happen through paradigm, another person has to know the conditioning of their physical to regard their habitation, so they could be, to so their strength will be acknowledged a certain type of way only if you're a part of a legacy and lineage of the reason of the dignity to keep it, the preciseness according to the level of certain physics in life. Now I do golden body, iron body, and I do other type of forms of regarding. So there's a difference in my physical reality. Now you have individuals in life that wonder about these things, and my wife naturally, listen, my martial arts so precise that you have a digital system. You're able to have a literal element as a digital system because of my martial arts. So how nice would I be? Beyond nice. I just don't seem like it. And I'm recovering because of situations like this. So, it is a difference in the reality even of the physical. So I don't even have to say anything a certain type of way. Now, it's just like if you really want to see certain things, it's like you watch a movie. At a time in the movie, I was already mastered it because depending on who you are, there were real sequences that'll play a certain type of way. But you watch a movie called Ninja Hunter, and then you'll see exactly what I'm speaking of. So, I'm just being real, and I'm the real rider, real fight, and I'm recovering in the past. So, the Orion, but I'm gonna just tell you just like this, one has to be very careful even when it comes to natural habitation. Sometimes I speak in forms of education about certain things, but what you don't know is even more wonderful, and it can be more detrimental to your reality because some people shouldn't be concerned with the intricacies of the reason of my habitation. So, I'm just being real, and I'm a person that educated all your reasons of social economic regarding it throughout all existence. So, you know, I'm just gonna tell you, have a wonderful life and be careful of the reasons why people be upset because the excuses through time. Because if I'm slacking at a point and a person thinks I didn't acknowledge something, ain't nobody gonna come in my house slapping my wife up and then thinking I'm not gonna realize. Obviously, if I didn't regard something a certain type of way at a time, it's just like me supposed to be traveling at times. If I'm not traveling or regarding certain things at a time, what what is a person really doing if they were intellectually getting at somebody even in physics? So you think about that. And international security has to think about that. Love one. now, now, still recovering and still continuing going to enjoy my recovery because my time sequence of physical reality is beyond a regular individual. Listen, individuals built a pyramid and they used to complain. I made a planet. So to do certain things, I had to know it naturally, right? Or had to be hands-on naturally by myself before certain things, right? Now, my wife's habitation is also the same as certain type of people. It doesn't seem like it. That's the whole point. The, let me explain something to you. Don't get mad when I gave my wife an atmosphere. It's like a parrot. It's like nothing but clockwork. Now I have more than one wife on different solar systems and galaxies. So how much clockwork do I really have? And I'm already complete for myself. Besides my wife.